From KTIV, Siouxland's news channel, this is News 4 at 6.
Breaking news at this hour, the northbound lanes of Interstate 29 in Sioux City remain closed after a fire underneath the interstate this afternoon.
This is video of that fire from our Prospect Hill camera on the left and our Riverfront camera on the right. Right now, workers are looking at the bridge to see if there was any structural damage that could keep the interstate from opening up. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Stella Daskalakis.
And I'm Matt Breen. Traffic on I-29 briefly closed in both directions today following that fire just underneath a bridge south of the Wesley Parkway interchange.
This is a map of the area. That building on your right is the Tyson Event Center, and the road to your left is Wesley Parkway.
You can expect northbound lanes of I-29 to remain closed for what investigators say is an extended period of time. Motorists are being advised to avoid those areas if possible.
And here is what we know about what started the fire. Firefighters on the scene say the fire was in a transient camp located underneath the bridge. No one was hurt in the fire, but again, investigators are inspecting the bridge to see if the fire did any structural damage. Sioux City firefighters actually saw the smoke from this fire as they were responding to a gas leak in the area.
Sioux City Fire Rescue was dispatched to Pearl Street for a gas leak. While en route, our crews noticed smoke coming from underneath the interstate. The first crews actually diverted from that initial call and stayed here on scene.
Again, the northbound lanes of I-29 in Sioux City south of Wesley Parkway remain closed at this hour. If they open back up during this newscast, we'll let you know, and also we'll let you know on KTIV.com and the KTIV News app.
Also breaking tonight, what investigators were looking into as a suspicious death is now being called a homicide. The home is in the 6500 block of Morningside Avenue. The victim now identified as 66-year-old David Davenport, a longtime real estate agent and developer. Right now, the property is actually part of two separate investigations, the homicide on Friday and a fire that followed on Sunday. KTIV's Libby Randall was at a news conference this afternoon where the Woodbury County Sheriff's Office released all of this new information. Libby?
During a news conference this afternoon, Woodbury County Sheriff Dave Drew said they are now calling it a homicide investigation. He says with the help of the Woodbury County Attorney, the Iowa Division of Criminal Investigation, and the Sioux City Police Department, they will be able to continue the investigation on both ends. Investigators say Davenport was 66 years old when he was found dead at his home in Sioux City. When the fire started on Sunday, they started conducting a separate investigation. Law enforcement officials say they cannot disclose whether they think the fire is related to Davenport's death. They can, however, confirm the latest results from a recent autopsy.
Our investigative team and leadership team thought maybe something was suspicious, looked into a little deeper and talked with Mercy doctors, and on Monday, the 28th of October, the body was taken to the medical examiner in Ankeny, Iowa, where an autopsy was performed on David Davenport, and the preliminary results indicated a homicide by blunt force trauma.
Now, law enforcement officials want to encourage anyone who might have seen anyone around Davenport's home on Thursday to call them. We'll have that tip line inside this story on KTIV.com.
Thank you very much, Libby, for the updated information. A Florida man has been arrested following an armed robbery in Spencer, Iowa. On Tuesday, October 29th, a clerk at the Dino's convenience store on South Grand Avenue reported a robbery at gunpoint. Law enforcement was called to the scene, and they identified the suspect as 22-year-old Jaime Salina Munoz of Shalimar, Florida. Deputies soon located Shalimar's vehicle and took him into custody without further incident. He is charged with first-degree robbery and is held in the Clay County Jail on a $25,000 bond.